Technique, tactics, and strategy. All combat, like omnia Gallia, into tres partes dividum est, and those are the 3 parts. Okay, first part, technique. Technique is about how. Technique is about how you do the thing. And I want to give a shout out to Mike Lodes, because I stole this from him many years ago, although I've taken it in some places he didn't. But this idea here, remember this acronym, BLOOD, B-L-O-O-D. Here we go. The B stands for balance. Balance has several dimensions to it. Physical balance is the ability to move either foot in any direction without first having to shift your weight. There is also mental balance. Mental balance is your ability to shift from offensive intent to defensive intent and back and forth without conscious reflection, without thinking. There is also emotional balance, which means to maintain a state of composure so that you are emotionally unassailable. There's also spiritual balance, but that's a conversation of its own, so we'll save that for another time. So the B stands for balance. L. L stands for line. Line refers to the precise alignment or relationship in time and space of each part of your body or weapon to each other part of your body and weapon and everything else in the environment, right? It's about place. Proper line enables you to attack or defend easily and efficiently. It is the place where you are least vulnerable and you are most able to move, right? So line. And the particulars of that vary with every tactical situation, right? Balance, line, focus. Okay, there's a little hocus pocus in the focus. For focus, I want you to think of 2 O's. The 2 O's in blood as your eyes. Don't blame me. Blame Mike Lodes. All right. Focus is about where you put your eyes, which is to say where you put your attention. And that attention can be either internal or external. Internal meaning on yourself, or external, the environment and your opponent. It can be narrow or broad. Narrow being very acute and broad being very diffuse. Right? So we have narrow internal focus, broad internal focus, narrow external focus, and broad external focus. Now when you are learning a thing, your focus is internal. You're trying to get your feet right, you're trying to get your hand right, you're trying to get your head up, all that stuff. And you go through this list of individual things. You have this laundry list of things you have to do, and so you focus on each one of those individually. That's a narrow internal focus on each of those things. And you sort of go around in a circle until your brain gets tired of that, and it links all those things together, at which point your focus becomes internal, broad. The on-guard stance is no longer 15 things you got to do, but it's one thing. Your brain kind of redefines it because it's bored as shit and wants to move on. All right? So, internal focus, narrow and broad. In a fight, your ass better be externally focused because the guy that's going to kill you is out there, although arguably it's in here. External focus means you're looking for one particular telltale signature twitch that will tell you accurately what the cat's going to do next. And external broad focus is taking in your opponent and the environment and everything like that as sort of a gestalt kind of thing. So, focus, internal, external, narrow, broad. B-L-O-O-D. The D stands for distance. Distance is about the control of space. Everything happens in time and space, right? So distance is about the control of space. And it means very particularly being where you have to be when you have to be there. Being close enough to strike when you want to strike. Being far enough that you can't be hit when you don't want to be hit. Right? Being far enough, being close enough, being at the right angle. All that stuff is about distance. Right? So all technique is based on those 4 foundational elements. You can't have good technique unless you have balance, line, focus, and distance. La.